Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Spitball Sports Show. I am your host, Brian, accompanied by the handsome gentleman in the Green Bay Packers shirt, Jacob. Today, we're going to be covering the Week 5 of the UFL season. Going to be talking about a little bit about Week 6 and also the most important time of the NFL. We had the NFL draft. So, we're going to be talking a little bit about that. Jacob, thoughts on the Giants not completely ruining their franchise for many, many years to come?
Thank you so much.
How
Thank
sad are
you.
you that you did not draft J.J. McCarthy?
I literally had to turn on the NFL draft so I could watch this happen. I was so nervous. I was terrified, especially when he was still on the board at 6.
Yeah.
Nobody traded up for him. We didn't trade up or trade down. I'm like, oh boy.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
boy. I'm like, this is neighbors and we'll be set up in a really good spot, or you pick JJ McCarthy and doom our franchise. Thank God we picked Malik Neighbors, the
Dude.
wide receiver out of LSU 10 years prior. We also drafted a wide receiver out of LSU in Odell Beckham Jr.
Oh.
Pretty excited about it. He should be our number one receiver for 10 years, hopefully. That is
Until
the
he
plan.
until he leaves you guys.
Until he leaves us or takes a yacht photo.
Mm.
Some crazy shit happens.
You know, I was a little I remember texting you during the draft. I was like, this is lame. This is everything happened exactly as pretty much everyone thought for the most
Pretty much
part.
as predicted.
And I was like, this is like, where are the trades? We're like, oh my God. And then the Atlanta Falcons decided to drop a bombshell on us and draft Michael Penix Jr.
Oh my God.
in the first round with one of their top picks. What their top pick?
What were they thinking? First of all the quarterbacks that we thought would be in like the second round, all of them went in the first round, which is pretty surprising. But they definitely could have traded back and picked him up. Not only that, even if they did pick him at 8, the fact that they just signed Kirk Cousins, they gave him $100 million guaranteed, and then they draft a quarterback in the first round makes no sense.
An injury-prone quarterback who's already older, and again, he would have been a steal.
He's barely younger than Kirk Cousins at this point. He's one of the older quarterbacks coming out of the class.
And Kirk was not happy. He just said he was confused with the pick. He's just in shock. Like, what are we doing here? I mean, that's what was it? The 8th pick.
8th pick, yeah.
8th pick, man. There's plenty of great players underneath that, and
receiver. They could have got Rome Odunze, who went in pick 9. Rome Odunze.
Brock Bowers. Sorry, the Georgia guy. They could have gone with him.
Sure, a lineman.
Yep.
Makes no sense. I don't know what they're thinking, but I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see who's starting next season. I mean, obviously you got to start Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
you paid him all that money, but Michael Penix isn't the quarterback that you need to sit on the sideline with a clipboard. He's ready to go right now. Out of any of these guys, he's very tenured. He knows what's up.
It's definitely mind-boggling the pick. And
yeah.
Did you see the clip of the general manager explaining to the Falcons owner, basically like he's like trying to save his job? He's like, they're like having a conversation. Like what are you doing, dude? Like like trying to like justify the pick. Like, fuck, man.
That was a wild one. I think that was the most baffling pick of the whole draft. I don't think there was any other really big surprises. A couple of players fell right into the lap of like the Eagles, for example.
Dude. Whew.
So you guys had a pretty good draft, right? Picked up a couple of good cornerbacks.
Dude, Cooper DeJean, man. Keenan Mitchell. Like, I'm excited for Cooper. Hopefully he's he's gonna show out and start paving the way for you white people.
He will be the first one out of the tunnel for the Race Bowl 2025.
Yes. Oh yeah. Dude, and then like the Patriots that they actually didn't trade the pick away, they went with Drake May. They didn't. He decided to go with something that Bill Belichick wouldn't have done. And then there was those trade packages for the Patriots, dude. That were remember that?
Yeah, the Giants offered him a decent amount. Somebody else offered I think the
Might have been the
Vikings offered to
Vikings.
trade
Yeah,
up.
dude, the Vikings was like
The Vikings offered first round this year, first round next year, several picks for this year as well. I mean, setting their franchise back,
dude,
a good bit just to trade up for Drake May.
That I don't know why Patriots should have taken that. Like,
oh, they should have for sure.
Drake May is a great quarterback, and then obviously they're all rookies. The verdict is still out, but like he doesn't have the hype that but Caleb Williams had, or Cam Newton coming out, or Andrew Luck coming out of the draft that were like these coveted picks. Like he's a great quarterback, but like you get a lot of value in return for the pick. So yeah,
for sure.
I don't know. Interesting choice, but what do we know?
Yes. What do we know? That's why we're not drafting. I mean, overall, pretty fun draft. As far as Giants go, I think we only have one pick that was questionable. Where we picked, I believe it was round 3. We picked a cornerback, Andrew Phillips. People thought we should have got a lineman there, offensive or defensive lineman. It's whatever. We needed another cornerback piece. And we got a couple linemen in the free agency before the draft. So I ain't stressing.
I'm worried.
I ain't worried about it. I think Eagles have been getting scores of like A in the draft.
Howie is the man. I'm so glad he is our GM, dude. He's a freaking wizard. And he managed to get the Jeremiah Trotters, the pick a lot of people were asking for, and freaking got him in the 5th round. His dad played for the Eagles, so it was like one of those like coming home kind of things. But
hey, there you go.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome.
One thing I will say that we can both agree on, who had a terrible draft and a boring draft, is the Dallas Cowboys.
Dude.
I don't know what these guys are doing, man.
Traded down.
It's frustrating. And I'm by no means a fan, but I don't know what's going on.
They re-signed Ezekiel, bro.
They re-signed Ezekiel Elliott
at like 4 a.m.
And I believe they let Michael Gallup go as well, one of the receivers, right?
Yeah.
It has Gallup in the name. How more cowboy can you get than that?
He was pretty good last season.
He was great. He was fine. And I think he got signed to like a petty, small contract that they definitely could have afforded to pay him.
It was baffling.
They're all in, man. Jerry is all in.
You know what I was thinking about too? Is crazy. This is one of the first drafts I've seen in a while, like where there's like no big name running back in the like.
That market.
Were there any running backs in the first round?
No running backs in the first round. That market went down drastically. But I mean, I don't remember watching any college ball and seeing a running back really going off like.
Right.
Probably. But I mean, if you look at the top running back that was drafted, where is that?
I think by the Panthers.
46 overall. Brooks.
Yep. Panthers, Jonathan Brooks.
I know the Giants picked up a running back at one point in here. Everything's still fresh.
Someone got the running back from who was it? The one that got the running back from Michigan. Michigan, right? Is that big?
I don't know. Who was it? What was the name?
What was his name? Just one.
Say my name.
Say my name. Say my name.
Well, we got Tracy.
Blake Corum.
Blake Corum.
Yeah, the Rams. The Rams took him. That's an interesting pick because the Rams running backs. I mean, they have what's his name? Who's their star running back right now?
He should have been drafted instead of JJ McCarthy at that pick. He was their offense. Yeah, we got Giants got Tracy out of Purdue, running back. Who knows how things are gonna go, man. I'm just happy to see that the Cowboys didn't do shit. They might be as terrible as we will be this upcoming season.
Kyren Williams is what I was thinking about. Kyren Williams.
Well, with that said, sir, do you have anything else in the NFL draft?
Go Eagles.
I can't condone that, but okay. So next we'll move into the UFL
Dude.
Week 5.
I saw an addition of a third screen. I'm like, who the fuck is joining us?
Yeah, check this out. I'm joining you right here, baby. Week 5 of the UFL. Let's see how our predictions shook out. Brahmas destroyed the Renegades. Yikes. Renegades moved to 0-5. Brahmas moved to 4-1. Pretty god awful. Renegades. These were the champions of the XFL last season. I will remind you. But I did tell you at the beginning of the season it was a fluke and that they weren't going to be good. I'm not going to say I was right. There's still 5 games to go, but
no, you called it, bud.
It's going to be rough for them to have any kind of playoff chance at this point. The next game is Stallions and Roughnecks. That was an embarrassing game. The Roughnecks got demolished. Stallions, best team in the league, for sure.
By far.
5-0, Roughnecks 1-4. I think by the next couple of weeks, we'll see a couple of teams move completely out of playoff contention.
Yeah.
After a couple more wins.
Definitely the Renegades are... Dude, imagine they go winless.
Dude. They might.
They've been losing these games pretty bad.
It's happened before. It sucks because Luis Perez, the quarterback, he was the first quarterback to break 1,000 passing yards this season. He is still the top quarterback for passing yards of this season for the whole league. Crazy. I mean, he's doing his job. It's embarrassing for the rest of the team.
Yeah. One man can only do so much.
Next, you got my favorite game of the week.
Battlehawks destroyed.
Battlehawks hit the over themselves against
AJ was killing it that game, dude. He was on fire.
AJ went off. That whole
he's
team.
He's finding his rhythm, dude.
Oh man, that Hakeem Butler was like a 60-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, he's finding his rhythm, dude. They're definitely one of those teams that are gonna get hotter as the season goes on.
They're cooking, man. Once the Battlehawks and the Brahmas end up with 6 wins, that'll essentially push the Renegades out of playoff contention. And potentially the Defenders as well. Yes, sir. It's getting to be a tight race over there. The last game, Panthers and Showboats. Showboats 1-4, and Panthers are 3-2. I tuned into that game late. I saw Case Cookus was not starting at quarterback for the Showboats.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's been getting brutalized, so they're probably maybe they're having him on concussion protocol, giving him a rest. But my God, it didn't get any better. I'll tell you that. So we're at that midpoint of the season. We got teams pulling away. Panthers and Stallions are in that USFL conference leading the way, and Brahmas and Battlehawks pulling away. Those are probably the teams we end up in the playoffs.
I would say I was surprised with the Panthers, their performance. They've been pretty good.
I thought they wouldn't be good. Yeah. I thought the Showboats would be the second best team.
Right.
With Case Cookus, Darius Victor, a couple other pieces. But man, that offensive line is atrocious. Battlehawks offensive line, I had mentioned it last week. They've shorted up. They're much tighter, playing much better, but they dealt with a couple injuries throughout that game to the offensive line.
Oh,
we will see if it bites them next week.
Awesome.
Yes, sir. I would recommend checking out some highlights from the Battlehawks Defenders game. Pretty sick. Pretty sick, I will say. And with that, Brian, we move into next week.
Ooh, look at those spreads, dude.
Look at these spreads.
My God.
I mean,
It's a lot of points.
yeah, it is. I don't know if I am down to mess with either of those.
You kind
Those
of
might be
got
the
to,
games
bro.
they
The
play.
odds are not. You're not gonna take a minus 1,000.
No, I mean,
Damn.
unless you take the Roughnecks covering that spread, but I'm not confident in the Roughnecks. They've shown all season that they are a terrible team because they're not even the Roughnecks. They're the Gamblers, the Houston Gamblers from last season. As far as staff and personnel, they just rebranded it to the Roughnecks. So it's kind of embarrassing. But
Embarrassing.
Brian, what we have here on Saturday, May the 4th be with you.
Oh,
We have
that's
the Birmingham
right.
Stallions heading to Memphis, taking on the Showboats. Birmingham Stallions, 11.5-point favorites, over under 43 points. Brian, what is your pick here? I know it's going to be a hard decision.
That's a lot. That's a big spread.
It is a big spread.
It's a big spread. I think I'm gonna take this Showboats plus 11.5.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, yeah. Let's just take plus 11.5. That's a big spread, man. Obviously, the Stallions have beat teams by that much, but like, oh man, I don't know.
Their defense is nasty.
Right,
Their
right, right,
defense
right,
is so nasty. And it depends what the Showboats have going on.
right.
We'll see if they are able to bring on any new talent after this after the NFL draft. There's now UFL teams that are taking on players that were
Hmm.
undrafted. So we can see if they can find anybody that they can throw on that roster immediately and make an impact.
Yeah,
They are struggling. Okay. I I definitely have more faith in the Stallions covering that, but I'm cool with the over. The Stallions might hit that over themselves. That's what I am gonna rock with, Brian.
damn.
I'm
Should
going
have
with the
taken.
over.
Ah,
I'm
I
hitting the
changed my
over.
pick. I changed my pick. Nah, I'll stick with it. I'll stick with it.
Yeah, see what happens. Next game, another huge spread. Way bigger spread here.
Yeah.
Houston Roughnecks heading to St. Louis to take on the Battlehawks. Battlehawks 12.5-point favorites, over under 47.5. What are your picks here, Brian?
I I know I didn't take the Stallions spread, but I will take the Battlehawks spread just because AJ's lighting things up. It's a home game. They're getting
It is a home game.
extremely hot.
Yep.
They score a lot of points. So, and the Roughnecks are awful.
The
That's the
Roughnecks are
only
awful.
reason.
One thing I haven't mentioned, really, I may
Hmm.
have, is the Roughnecks head coach.
Hmm.
His calls are awful. This guy's not going to be a coach next year. His calls are awful. He's like frantic on the sidelines. He's awful to try to listen to when he's mic'd up.
Yeah.
He's part of the reason they've lost a couple of these games, for sure.
Yeah.
His play calling is
Atrocious.
it's awful. You need to check out a couple of the games that they've had. I have zero confidence in the Roughnecks because of that head coach. So I'm going to match you there, Brian. Battlehawks 12.5. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. Sunday games. We got the Arlington Renegades heading to Michigan, take on the Panthers. This one's a little tighter of a spread. Panthers are 4-point favorites, over under 42.
Give me the money line. I'm not a fan of that 0.4.
Money
Yeah, the
line
minus
for
4.
which
Yeah,
team?
for the Panthers.
Okay. Okay.
And I'll take the under for this game.
The under.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Going with your instincts, I see. All right.
Going with my instincts.
I'll take the Renegades +4. Michigan might win. Maybe by a field goal. We'll see. Jake Bates. After they get past the 50-yard line, they're going to kick a field goal. Especially it's an indoor stadium, so they won't have wind to worry about like they did last game. That was some of the worry. That was a really windy environment. Where did they play? Anyways,
They played in Memphis.
They played in Memphis. It was pretty windy over there.
Yeah.
So this is indoors. There'll be more confidence with the kicking. I'm a rock with the Renegades +4. Get it to me. Last game we had the San Antonio Brahmas heading to DC, take on the Defenders. Brahmas just 1-point favorites for now.
Why are they 1-point favorites only against the Defenders?
I think it's the Defenders. I think are better than the 2-3 record. The Brahmas, I don't know if they're good enough for that 4-1. There's been a couple of fluke things that have happened. Defenders, another thing with the head coach. I think most of the other head coaches have been pretty solid with decision making. Reggie Barlow for the Defenders, he's done some funky stuff. We've talked about it. He's come close to losing games for them. By like calling a timeout before a punt, with under 2 minutes to go. Like, what are we doing? Stuff like that. And I think it's led to them losing games. Brahmas, they do have Wade Phillips as their head coach. There's some questions with the quarterback situation. Chase Garbers, he hasn't played since like week 3, and he's still at some of the top of the charts for passing yards and passing touchdowns.
Ooh.
He hasn't played in like two games.
That's crazy.
It is, right? I can only imagine what he would have done if he didn't get injured. So they did bring in another quarterback, Jaden DeLora out of Arizona.
Oh yeah,
we will see if he makes an appearance. It's really short notice. We'll see if he makes an appearance in this game. This is a tight one, man.
Yeah, I'll take the Brahmas -1. I don't know. Seems kind of crazy, but yeah, I'll take it -1.
Yeah, the Battlehawks did break the DC Defenders no losses from home streak. So they are human. They are vulnerable. I'm conflicted on this one. I don't know who I'm on to rock with. I'll probably rock with Brahmas. Just head coach to head coach. I'm rock with Wade Phillips and the Brahmas to take that one. As much as I like the Defenders, that's what I'm going to rock with right there. Brahmas -1.
Easy money.
Easy money. Brian, these are your picks.
Jesus.
$10 gives you
no. Imagine.
Oh man, a little more conservative than you were last week. $10 gives you $200. Look at that.
Let's go. Easy money.
Easy money. These are my picks. Do I have to pick one here?
Kind of do.
I have zero confidence in the Showboats. Yeah. That's my pick.
There you go. Look at that. Beauty.
That's looking good. Looking good to me.
Hit. Lock it in, boys.
Lock it in right now. Lock it in. That's a dub. Easy dub.
Easy money.
We were close last week. We just missed a couple of things. I think I missed my over for something. The Stallions and Roughnecks game.
Yeah.
All right, sir. That is everything that I got for you.
Cool. You look good in that shirt.
Thank you. Thank you. I like the green. I like the I don't hate the Packers, we'll say.
I like the Packers.
Packers are all right, man. A nice storied franchise. Good. Brian, you got anything else for us? Call the show.
Don't forget to brush your teeth. Wipe twice.
At least.
It's
like 30 for me.
Oh, brother. I'm like wiping a marker, bro.
You got to get those baby wipes.
I do got them, man.
I
think I need them.
You walk around with one in your underwear like a fucking tampon. Like a pad. Put a pad of
About laser hair removal on my ass hair, dude.
Fucking swamp ass. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.